All right, we're already up this morning. Just walked out of my parents' house, my childhood home here in Vienna, Virginia. Had a little birthday party for my nephew yesterday, who is turning 1. Good to see some family. Getting a little early start here today because I have to babysit the child this afternoon. Be left alone on my own. So we'll get moving. We've already reached today's adventure. This is Wolftrap Creek. It is my childhood stream. Used to play all the time on and in this this creek. Here's the other side over here, other side of the road. Used to try to catch the little fish, try to play with the tadpoles and the insects and crickets, and would get lost and up to no good back in these woods. So, brother just passed, dropping the child off before going to work. The child, Christopher. Anyway, Bo Miles did a recent adventure where he paddled the length of Cook's River, which runs through downtown Sydney, Australia, and sort of knew the answer that river was sick and was sort of had become a dumping ground for all sorts of waste, and both human and industrial and medical. But to tell you the truth, I do not know how healthy Wolftrap Creek currently is or has become in the last 10 to 15 years since I was a small kid playing in it. And also, lucky for me, the source of the creek is just about a 5-minute walk from my parents' house. So the plan today is to run the creek from the source of the creek up here, the 8 or 9 miles this way to where it runs into Difficult Run, which from there it goes into the Potomac River and into the Atlantic Ocean. So, and what'll be nice about it as well is the creek runs through a lot of spots that making memories on along. So that'll be the story today. We'll be having a bit of a reminisce about my childhood and telling stories of places that Wolftrap Creek goes by. So, all right, we have reached the source. It dries up very unceremoniously right here. We're gonna call this the start. I feel bad because there are people. It's not even 8 o'clock in the morning, and there's people's houses right here, so I feel a little bad. I popped out onto a road here. There's a creek. The creek is here in these people's backyards, fed by storm drains, but then no creek on this side. So that's the source of Wolftrap Creek here. Made to a little bridge over Wolftrap Creek. My parents live this way. My middle school, where I cast my first ever ballot in an election, are this way. When I was a kid, this beautiful bridge wasn't even here. The path ended. This path picked up. We had to rock hop our way to and from school. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't even know if young Joe knew that this was the same creek that ran 5 minutes this way, 100 feet from my parents' house. So what a dumb kid Joey was, and what a dumb adult Joey Bananas has become. Here again, Wolftrap Creek. It's running underneath of Woodford Road. Flowers. What's not to like? Creek now runs through what is called Wildwood Park in the town of Vienna. This park is probably the spot where I got in the most trouble I have ever gotten in with my parents. I got a friend who lives just on the other side of the park and decided to have a sleepover. And once his parents had gone to sleep for the night, instead of whatever, setting up sleeping bags or whatever in his, you know, on the floor in the basement or whatever kids do, we decided to come out here and set up a little makeshift camp in Wildwood Park. It was fine. We did fine. But obviously the next morning when his parents woke up and my mom came to get me, we were nowhere to be found. They sent out a search party, got the neighborhood parents all up in arms looking for missing kids, and then we come rolling back in with our whatever little camp setup and just saying, you know, hey, we just decided to sleep outside. And my mom was hot, not happy, but it's okay. She's over it now, I think. Fresh Market. It's a very hipster grocery store, even more stink up the nose than places like Whole Foods or PCC. My brother worked here at this exact spot for a week, and he hated it so much that he quit. But enough time hadn't passed, so it wasn't in the payroll system, so he had to like quit Friday in a blaze of glory, and then walk back in Monday to ask for his paper check. So that's fun. There's this is where the Blockbuster in town used to be, right in here. Not anymore though. Used to be a great bakery there as well, no longer there. This is Maple Avenue, or the main street of Vienna. You can see the creek. They have these nice, where'd it go? These nice brick things that even say Wolftrap Creek, so it's like if they knew someone would be trying to travel the length of Wolftrap Creek. You can see the creek here, and then you can see this is a golf course, Westwood Country Club. That's where all the rich kids of Vienna would be, or their families would have memberships. We did not. One thing I am never prepared for coming back here is the humidity. Look at me. It's 8:30 in the morning. Only been moving for 4.5 miles, and I am fucking drenched. It's like, what the heck? But to avoid the heat, it's supposed to be 90 today with humidity. How's that fair? It's just like, you need to be built like a fucking alligator to enjoy this. I've lost my swamp blood living in the Pacific Northwest because we have the beautiful, gorgeous summers in the 80s, no humidity. And even the rainy season, it's not too bad. But here it's just like, I'd probably be 15% faster with no humidity. That's how thick the air is. Unbelievable. We just passed on this trail here, Cardinal Hill, which was the public pool that us normal middle class folk could afford to go to. It's where my brother and I did swim team in our Speedos. We were little chubby kids in our Speedos, but we were tall, which was, I suppose, half the battle. Out on some single track here in Wolftrap National Park, the Center for Performing Arts. Very fun Park Service site, the only Park Service site out of the 400 plus dedicated to performance and the performing arts. Go to concerts too all the time in the summer. My brother was big into band. He played the tuba, so he would have performances here. My mom made us all come watch a Hootie and the Blowfish concert here. That's the one I remember the most. Nice to get off the street for a little bit, onto some trails, and still got views following the path of Wolftrap Creek. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Places like these is why we are so thankful for our good health. Here in the woods for children. Here's the creek down this way, and the trail goes on this way. All right, here we've reached a little confluence, the Wolftrap Creek here. Our stream collects the old courthouse spring branch, a little stream here, and continues its march that way. Well, lesson here, there's this pond, which is a little murky. The sign here says look for turtles, but also to be mindful of danger noodles. Copperhead, which would be bad to come across anytime, but especially now when I'm pretty far from anybody. There you go, we pretty much did a full loop of Wolftrap National Park. There's Wolftrap Creek down there. But why I'm walking this way is because I'm going to take a break in the shade, figure out my next moves, have a snack, and also because these parking lots at Wolftrap, we've reached 8 miles. This parking lot, big empty parking lot. Second one here, big empty parking lot, is where Joey Bananas learned how to drive a car. My mom used to bring me over here all the time, and it's great because it's empty all the time unless there's a show, and because it's got parking spots that you can learn to park. It's got on the other side there, on that far side, some parallel parking spots. You can learn to parallel park, and it is just all around a great place to learn to drive. So we're coming up to the trailhead that will take us back into the woods where Wolftrap Creek meets. Difficult run. I tried to go into this neighborhood here because it looked like via satellite that there was a much shorter path. That is where the light trespassing came in. Very nice old man comes out of his house. going on? My wife says you're taking pictures. So they were not too happy. I explained that I'd never seen where it ended, and so I was trying to run the course of the creek. Smooth talked. I said, you guys have a great property here. Backs up to the creek. It's beautiful, lush. He says, yeah, that's why we bought the house. No problem. They were not too angry, but they said, please use the trail. I said, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Oh, this is a heck of a bushwhack. To get difficult run is right here. You can see the trees that break right here, which is where Wolftrap Creek empties in. I'm trying to get all the way back there, but it has already taken its toll on me, this bushwhack. If you're saying pants would have been a better idea, I agree. I had that thought. I'm gonna try to keep getting a little farther, but if this is all we got, this is all we got. Should do this in winter. The height of summer, when everything is overgrown, probably not the smartest, but just filming this outro while we run back to the main road. I'll put the stats of the run or adventure up on the screen. I think for the most part the creek is very pretty. You know, it starts unceremoniously, but once you're sort of out of that first neighborhood and sort of into my folks' neighborhood, and then from there it's rather scenic and just nice brook. I like that it goes through a national park. That's always a plus in my book. I think the story is also the people, you know, stories of my childhood and stories of the town of Vienna, my brother, my family, the nice couple that didn't get too angry when I was in their backyard trying to find a way to the creek, although that would have been miserable if I had to do that bushwhack for a mile instead of a quarter mile. All in all, I'm glad I now know how to link up the trails and streets to follow pretty closely the course of Wolftrap Creek. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, comment your favorite childhood memory of Joe, or your current favorite memory of Joe, whichever one you got. But we'll catch you on the next adventure. I'm gonna go soak my legs in, I don't know, Neosporin. There's a tub of Neosporin. Yeah, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next adventure. Bye.